Hi! Today I wanted to sit down and talk over some things, and I've always loved watching people do their makeup while they do this and kind of talk about their day and everything that they're into or any thoughts that are on their mind. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's in the middle of the afternoon. I'm not going anywhere or doing anything, but I thought this would be fun to try out and do. So let's get started. This is my first video. Definitely not the first one I've ever filmed and fully edited. But you know, the first one I'm hoping I feel comfortable uploading. I just wanted to kind of chill and talk about life and get some things off my chest, I guess. Because, you know, I definitely am a very classic millennial trope at the moment. And I'm, you know, suffering from massive anxiety and I'm unemployed and living in a city that's way too expensive. So we're gonna talk about all that and how that makes me feel. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's actually pretty good. I have really, really oily skin and it does a really good job of combating that. So, my life. What's going on? What do we want to talk about? I have been job hunting for 2 months now. I quit my last job without another job lined up, which I don't recommend. It's not something I would encourage people to do. But it happened and we're working through it. I live in Orange County, so the job market's like weird because everything is in LA. And I really don't want to move to LA. Not an LA person. Was not cut out to live in LA or do anything associated with LA. Oh, this is the Healthy Foundation by Physicians Formula SPF 20 in either the lightest shade or the second lightest shade. It does the job. So most of the jobs or companies, let's rephrase that, most of the companies that I'm interested in working for are not in Orange County. Some are, but they're very few and far between and very specific. It's a lot of surf clothing companies, which is fine. It's just like definitely not my end goal and not an industry I super love, but I would love to work in like the clothing industry in some capacity. I think that would be a lot of fun. This is the Kat Von D powder, by the way. Yeah, I just think I would enjoy that on like a day-to-day basis. And this is Gabriel in their, they call it a powder foundation. It's really not. It's like zero coverage whatsoever, but in light beige. So I'm getting off topic. So that's what I've been doing. I've been applying for jobs. I've had quite a few interviews, like the most interviews in the shortest amount of time that I've ever had. And I've also had a fair amount of job offers. I think I've had 3 or 4, which I've turned down all of them. And I think most people would think that's insane that I'm unemployed and having these job offers and just like willingly turning them down. But they're just like not right. Like either the pay is ridiculous for the job and I would just be living paycheck to frickin' paycheck, which in Southern California I'm not comfortable doing, or the job is just like not gonna take me anywhere. It's not gonna propel me in any direction, and that's really what I'm interested in at the moment. I really want to gain some skills that I can really take to other companies, use in my personal life, you know, I'm 25 and I just want to like learn. I just miss like feeling successful because I learned a new concept and being able to like take that out into the world. I just like learning. I like research and learning as much as I can about something that I find interesting. And I haven't worked in a lot of industries that I super connect with. Definitely ones that I found interesting, but nothing where I was like, oh, this is my life's calling. Like, this is an industry I was meant to be in. And I worked in quite a few industries, so I don't know. By the way, I'm not good at makeup at all. Never have been. So please do not expect much out of this. Blush was from Pacifica and Camila? I don't know. And eyebrows was NYX Cake Powder in Blonde. Yeah, so that's what's happening work-wise. Past that, I've been like, besides just applying for jobs and like using my time off to really have time to kind of like perfect my resume and write all those damn cover letters, I've been trying to like find new hobbies. Exhibit A I can focus on. I've been going, there's a park near our house that I've been going to every morning at like 7:30 and just walking. I'll make tea or coffee and just drink it at the park while I walk around. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been really nice. I listen to a podcast and just kind of like hang out by myself first thing in the morning. It also gets me out of the house, but I also have a tendency to sit at home and just watch YouTube videos all day long. This little highlighter and bronzer duo is also from Pacifica. So this is Glow and Sunkissed. It's pretty good. It's a little red for like contouring. It's very much like a brick color. I don't really have a good contour powder. I've never had a good contour powder. All of the ones I've ever used have been very, very like red and warm tones. I've never found a cool tone bronzer that I think works well for me. And lately I've been trying to like play around with makeup a bit more, even if I'm wearing like very, very little makeup. Yeah, it's been nice to kind of like experiment with low-key looks, and I don't think in the past I would have ever put on eyeshadow without putting on mascara. Like, that just seems insane to me. So I've been playing around with aesthetics quite a bit, which it's like a weird rabbit hole for me because, like the rest of the world, I'm incredibly multifaceted and I like a lot of different things from a lot of different genres, and I definitely get caught up in the Instagram aesthetic trope and wanting to only like and be into one thing and have everything blend and be really seamless and like make sense together. And that's just not my life at all. Like, I wish I was Katie Bellotti and had this beautifully aesthetic life and had these interests that like all made sense together and like worked together and flowed really easily, and I could like make this picture perfect life. And I have tried so many times and I've just never gotten it. And I'm constantly changing like the clothing I wear, or how I want my house to look, or what I'm into. All of that is constantly changing. For better or for worse, honestly. But I don't know. I don't know how you navigate social media, not as a brand, but like as an individual trying to build a platform and not have an aesthetic or like a theme or consistency. And that's all I want, is like a platform to connect with like-minded people, because I have a pretty tight-knit group of friends in Orange County and LA and San Diego, and they're all, you know, relatively close. They're all within like 2 hours, but I don't feel like I'm like part of a community in any way. I don't feel like the majority of my interests are shared within that group. I think some are. I think the really important ones are, but I don't know. I just feel like an outsider. No, not like an outsider. Like a little misunderstood girl. I don't know. I don't know what I feel like. I just feel like I couldn't. There's not a lot of people I could call up to be like, hey, try this yoga class with me. Or like, hey, I watched this anime today. Do you want to talk about it? Or, hey, did you see Tamagotchis are back? You know, like there's not a huge bracket of people where I could call. Or like clothing, I think, is a big one, because my style is constantly changing. I very much love like classic 70s fashion. I always tell my boyfriend that I want to be my mom when she was a teenager in the 70s, and that's like my ideal goal, is to have like beautiful strawberry blonde hair and wear like these big bell bottoms and clogs and like these cute little white tank tops and like be very like effortless, which is very much one side of me. But then there's also a side of me that loves wearing like ripped up mom jeans and black and that kind of stuff. And there's like the weird like classic pseudo preppy side of me that like loves a good plaid button down, loves a good pinstripe, you know, loves a good tartan, all that kind of stuff. And it's hard to like meld all that together, especially in a wardrobe. Like trying to blend all those different eras and styles and shit into one and have it be like kind of cohesive. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare being me. That's all I'm trying to say. I think that's why job hunting is so hard too. So that I'm just like so interested in so many different things. I want to plan events, but I also want to be like a project manager, and I also want to work for a clothing company, but I also want to work for like a wellness institute or a yoga studio or work with dogs. There's like all of these things, and I definitely get bored quickly if I'm not being stimulated. And a lot of the positions I've had have been in industries that I'm like very whatever about, and positions that are like great, but they're basically just, you know, doing administrative work, and I'm not connected to it in any way. So it's hard to find all that in a job, to find a company you like in an industry you like with a position that makes you feel fulfilled, that will pay you enough to not live in like a shithole apartment in a sketchy area, and I'll also pay you enough so that, like, you know, you can get tiki cocktails every once in a while and not want to cry about it. This is not NYX matte finish spray. This is just rose water, but I needed a tiny little squirt bottle. So put it in here. So I'm also trying to be Marissa Lace. And on that rose water, I'm giving you 24/7. And also would not recommend matte finish by NYX. I don't think it does anything. This is Estee Lauder's Sumptuous Knockout. It's pretty great. Big fan. This was like a little sample size. I'm sure the full size is like $30 or $35. Don't know if I would pay that. Life's weird. Life is just strange. The last thing is using a Mineral Fusion Inspire Lip Sheer. But I just like it so much. So I fill in my little baby bird lips. And that is that. So yeah, I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you're watching this earlier in the day, or a great evening. I don't know. I just hope you're doing well. And I don't know, that you hang out again. We should hang out again. Yeah, let's hang out again. Okay, bye.